This is called parade rest in military parlance. When marching and stuff, you stand tall and your legs are wide. Do I look like somebody who has Parkinson's disease? No. What would tell you that if I were standing still? More often than not, the posture. Because the posture most people have, this is the natural way Parkinson's wants me to be. But there's no reason I can't consciously do this, and it's called parade rest. I want you to consciously position your body anytime you're standing to the parade rest. This. It's not natural because Parkinson's, you're tired, you ache and you pain. But the more you go into this, the more you go into this, and then you get into this. We know that. And so I'm 15 years out from first motor symptom. And when I stand like this. But if you will always stand consciously when you need to stand, like this, you will change your Parkinson's in the years to come. Because what's natural is going to seem okay. This video is number 3 in my podcast series. In the first 2, I described what it was like coming to this point in time in my life, that I've had Parkinson's symptoms, motor symptoms, for 15 years. And I have the type of Parkinson's which is called PIGD. However, PIGD also has a massive increase in the risk of small falls because my vestibular system does not work at all. So I cannot stand except in one place. If I try to move, I fall. And I've fallen a lot in the last year. And that brings me to the topic of medication for pain and sleep. My 4th and final fracture was in May, just about a year ago. And it was my right femur. And the bone looked like that. Didn't break the skin, it wasn't compound. But oh my God, did it hurt. And I got hospitalized and they did what they could to take care of me. Yet the pain from this continued. And I also have a neurological pain in my right groin that has defied diagnosis. And what that meant was, when I went home, sleep was a problem because of the pain and because of the Parkinson's. I wound up not sleeping well, and I was on hydrocodone for pain and needed more and more doses because the pain just simply was so bad I couldn't sleep. And so I took more clonazepam for sleep. And then what happened is my care comes through the Veterans Administration. They put a limit on how much I could take of either of those. I think that was ill-advised. Because what happened is I never got the sleep I needed. I never had that wonderful feeling of going off to sleep and waking up in 7 hours after a full night's rest. No. The pain awoke me. And when I took more pain medication, they didn't want me to do that. And more clonazepam, nope, too much. And so I went into a protracted period of sleep deprivation. And that is what got me to hospice. The sleep deprivation breaks down everything. Your mood, your energy, your wanting to be alive, your eating. In that period of time, my weight went from 156 to 143 pounds because I didn't feel like eating. And when the decision was made that I go to hospice, the thing that changed in hospice is that they gave me unlimited medication for pain and sleep. The narcotic in particular was the thing. And so I wound up having enough pain relief that I could sleep 6, 7, 8, 10 hours. And I'm in hospice. They're waiting for me to die. They're very good. They're wonderful. The thing in hospice is they don't care if you're addicted because it doesn't make any difference. In the outpatient or in the non-hospice hospitalization, they're very worried about drug abuse, dependence, all that. And so the change came in hospice when my hydrocodone got up to the point that the pain was managed and I could sleep. And the nurses noted that my mood was much better. I noticed that my mood was much better. And I could joke and laugh and talk to people. And as I described in the second of the two tapes, that high dose of hydrocodone constipated me beyond belief. And you have the second tape to know what I did to get out of that. But once the pain was controlled and the dosage had come down to where they say they would allow it, I went home and I healed. My argument here is with healthcare, who put maximums on that probably shouldn't be there. Of course, addiction is something we have to be concerned about. But when you're hurting that much, you need that pain. You need that pain relief. So I think had they allowed me the higher pain medication at home before all this, I would have slept at home. And I wouldn't have got into the place I got into. Looking back, I don't fault anybody except maybe that they failed to listen to the patient enough, and that somebody decided that if I need that much medicine for pain, I'm going to die. Well, I didn't, and I'm not, and I'm here. And I'm going to now launch in to my podcast, Parkinson's Badass, because I'm a badass. I've had many traumas in my life, psychological and physical, and I've made mistakes and I've done well. But I know that my mindset makes a big difference. The mindset of a victim is never going to help you get better. I'm not talking about getting cured, but I'm talking about getting several more years of life out of life. And my whole point in talking to you, brothers and sisters in the Parkinson's movement, yeah, you don't have to go the route that they think you're going to go. I think we can make it last longer and be better. That's it. I want to demonstrate what I've done to you, and that we then can go forward in helping you to have better quality years of the Parkinson's years you have. That's the whole place, the whole point. Next video, we're going to get to the point where I now start describing the types of Parkinson's that they don't talk about. If I had been properly assessed as being PIGD, that they would have recognized that they had to really coach me and counsel me around falling. And they didn't. I'm going to. We're all in this together. Let's make our time with each other better. That's the whole goal of what I have in mind. I hope I do the job. I want to hear from you. I will, if you want to chat with you a while. to talk about what I think. I will not do therapy. I will not provide medical advice. I give medical opinion. Your medical advice needs to come from the treating physician and not from me.